As we look ahead to UFC Fight Night 210, we brace ourselves for an exciting matchup between two top prospects in the UFC's Bantamweight division. A relentless finisher on the path back to title contention who promises nothing short of pure violence. With only 3 losses to his record, and all coming in the form of champions, Corey Sandhagen steps back into the octagon with the goal of putting his name back in conversation for a UFC title shot. But first, he must face one of China's fastest rising stars, Song Yadong. He's quickly risen through the rankings here at 135 pounds and has shown massive amounts of potential at only the age of 24. But in today's video, we take a dive into the career of Song Kung Fu Monkey Yadong. At the age of 9, Song's mother sent him to Dangfeng to learn the martial art Wushu, also known as Kung Fu. Song went on to win a gold medal at the Hebei Sanxiao Championships at 60 kilograms, and only at the age of 12. A year later, Song found an interest in the martial art Sanda, also known as Chinese kickboxing, and went on to study Sanda at the school of Song Shenghu. After a few years, Song would leave the school and go to Beijing Aoheilan Fight Club to train MMA under Aoheilan. In 2013, Song Yadong made his professional debut using a fake ID to hide the fact that he was only 15. Song found success early in his career, while his pro debut ended in disappointment, coming by way of a no contest due to a groin strike. He then went on to win his next 4 in a Chinese MMA organization known as Rannick Ultimate Fighting Federation, which was also the first Chinese MMA organization to be sanctioned by the General Administration of Sport of China. He then took his first loss with a step up in competition by going over to ONE FC. Unfortunately, ONE FC had no interest in offering him any further fights, leaving him to fight in other organizations such as Wulin Fang and Kunlun Fight. It was in fights like these where Song grew in skill and formed his fighting style. He gained experience in victory and learned valuable lessons in defeat. Eventually, by October of 2017, Song had amassed a record of 10-5 and also gained the attention of the UFC. And a month later, Song was scheduled to make his UFC debut.
You can see this bit. Oh!
Big knockdown for Song Yadong! Desperation shot here from Condore.
In on a choke. 3 taps by submission, 3 submissions by choke. Look at this work. Nice
tap!
Peruvian.
Song won his UFC debut in dominant fashion with a knockdown in the first round, followed up by a front choke to seal the deal. In his next fight, we would see him dismantle Felipe Arantes with a powerful elbow followed by vicious ground and pound to get his second finish in the UFC.
Second, then he pulled back and he unloaded the shortest, most powerful elbow I've ever seen land, especially for this weight class. Incredible. That has to be one of the best break clinch elbows I have ever seen. That was amazing. He was taking a...
He was then taken into deep waters and was battle tested by Vince Morales. In a 3-round back-and-forth war, coming out victorious by unanimous decision, Song had not only proven he had the heart and determination to take the step up in competition, he had also proven he was here to stay in the UFC. In his next bout, he would bring more attention to himself than ever before, with a first-round knockout of Alejandro Perez.
On each other's radar really since the turn of the calendar in January. You see from him, he's wild and aggressive, but it's intelligent. Like the way he's throwing his feints in, looking for... How's that for a highlight? 21 years old.
That's what we were talking about.
Right,
that is what we're talking about.
This fight seemed to really open up the eyes of a lot of fans for him. His popularity continued to ascend with other notable wins being added onto his record, such as Julio Arce, Casey Kenny, and Cheeto Vera. Over the past 5 years, Song Yadong has had a record of 8 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw over the course of his UFC run, bringing his total record to 19-6-1. In his last win, he shocked UFC fans once again in ground-shaking fashion with an unexpected first-round knockout over former title contender and highly skilled striker Marlon Moraes. He has not had an easy road thus far in his career, and this weekend will be no different as he steps into the octagon against his toughest challenge yet, in Corey Sandhagen. While Song Yadong has had some spectacular performances, he has still remained somewhat underneath the radar for most people. But at UFC Fight Night 210, he has a chance to put his name in the hat for a possible title opportunity at only 24 years old. And in a weight division as stacked as this one, that is no easy task. This Saturday, we see 2 young and hungry fighters face off against one another in the chase for UFC gold. While he may be young, this man certainly has all the tools necessary and the making of a UFC champion.